Last time on Mr. Terrific, Year 1, Issue Number 1, Dre claims that he has the requisite body cam footage to expose Athena. Meanwhile, we're shown a sniper lining up a shot on Dre. We hear bang as we cut to Mr. Terrific holding his best friend Dre, bleeding out. Before we jump into the review of Issue Number 2, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to share with everyone that you know. Everything that y'all do is greatly appreciated. Now let's get into it. Issue number 2, titled Divine Intervention, begins with Mr. Terrific infiltrating Prescott Industries, formerly known as Holt Industries. Mr. Terrific monologues about how when you go back to a place that forged you in its fire, it's like tracing your finger down a burn scar. That scar is a memory made flesh. The physical pain may be gone, but the heart, body, and mind remember. One moment you're in the present, and the next you're right back in that fire. As we cut to Mr. Terrific fighting a hellhound from Apokolips. If Apokolips sounds familiar, that is the home of the mighty dark side. The hellhound was coming out of the remnants of the Nexus Engine created by Mr. Terrific all those years ago. Michael determines that the hellhounds appear to be hurting from the gravitational forces and the heat generated by the radiation. Additionally, he realizes this rift is different from a similar looking rift that Mr. Terrific had seen on the watchtower of the Justice League before. The radiation here is off the scale. The T-Spear deduces that a collapsing wormhole is impending and that immediate evacuation is recommended. Mr. Terrific is applying straight belt to that doggo from hell. As the building is collapsing, our boy Mr. Terrific is further aura farming with some of the hardest lines. He says, the thing about resisting the past, if you've done the work, you come back with more knowledge, better understanding of yourself. Hopefully, you're ready for whatever the past sends your way. As the nostalgic art style from the majority of issue number 1 returns, we pick up with Michael in the past, on the edge of a bridge. He recounts how he doesn't remember how he got there, just that everything has fallen apart. His best friend Dre was assassinated by Prescott's men. Mr. Terrific had to flee the scene for his own safety. He felt he had nothing left to live for. Then, instantly, he is met with a ghastly spirit. Some would call him a demon, others would call him an angel. Mr. Terrific meets face to face with the Spectre. Athena is berating one of her lackeys for the unacceptable job they did on the security breach by Dre's ragtag infiltration group. Among the group is Mercy Graves, an operative of LexCorp. Mercy Graves has been seen in several adaptations on screen, most notably as Lex's right-hand woman in Superman the Animated Series. Athena asks, how did the driver of the car get away? The goon assumes it was some LexCorp tech, and Athena spazzes out on him as we get teased into the fractured mental state of Athena herself, as the next panel has her in a weakened, maddeningly tearful state, as an estranged voice speaks to her, telling her that she does not have the amount of time they think they have. The estranged voice's patience is wearing thin. They even say, when Athena's usefulness comes to an end, you will be as but a speck of dust in the wind, unseen and forgotten. The voice asks, do you understand? Then say it, as she says, dark side is.
What do you mean by that?
Back to Mr. Terrific and the Spectre. Michael is in pure disbelief at his eyes right now. The Spectre assures him that he is as real as Michael. He is God's wrath, and that self-murder is still murder, which is in the Spectre's domain. In his own origin, the primary host of the Spectre is named Jim Corrigan. He was a Gotham City detective who was killed and resurrected by the spirit of Astar, the divine entity that represents vengeance on behalf of the presence, which is its own can of worms that I'm not going to get into today. Just think about the presence as the god of the DC Comics universe. Mr. Terrific yells he doesn't believe in God. Inspector's aura farming ass says, and yet I am here. Your belief matters not. When asked why the Spectre is here, he goes on to say, there are moments in time when one decision shifts the equilibrium of the universe. This is one of those moments. As Michael feels he is insignificant to the wider universe, he's just a small speck of stardust by comparison. Yet the Spectre responds that out of 1 trillion specks of stardust, if one were to explode, it could set off a chain reaction. And that, Michael, you are only as insignificant as you believe yourself to be. The Spectre further explains, he is here at the ledge between life and death. Guilt is like a shadow. It is cast when the light finds your pain. What is your pain, Michael Holt? Michael responds, everyone. Everything that I cared about was gone. Michael feels it's all his fault, and the Spectre asks to be taken through Michael's pain. We are then shown Dre and Michael through the years. Michael says he doesn't remember a time without Dre. He was more than a friend. He was a brother. They grew up in the bottoms together, were competitive to the point they made it to the Olympic Games, where they met Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning. Dre was the best man at Michael's wedding. Paula died. Dre was there for Michael. All Dre asked for was some help in return. But Michael never returned that favor. Michael, again, expresses his frustration towards the Spectre, saying he's done talking to a spirit he doesn't believe in. Michael thinks he's having some type of self-induced hallucination, attempting to rationalize his own trauma. This could not be furthest from the case. The Spectre grows massively to dwarf the bridge entirely, saying you don't believe, and yet you gaze up at a colossus. Does this not feel real?
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
And Mr. Terrific doubles down again on his scientific basis. He challenges the Spectre, saying, if you are God, prove it. Let me talk to my dead wife Paula, or let me die in peace. And the Spectre responds, I am not God. I am God's wrath. If you want to die, so be it. But you will have no peace. As he throws Mr. Terrific into the water below, as he's falling, Mr. Terrific begins to reflect on Paula, on how they built Holt Industries from the ground up. Michael did the government contracts, drones, surveillance, and camouflage, but Michael claims that Paula was the real genius. Her work centered on quantum physics technology. Michael would tell people he's the third smartest person in the world because Paula was numbers 1 and 2. The company was their life, but everything changed when Paula became pregnant with their child. The Spectre stops Michael there, asking why is this the source? A new life should be celebrated, right? Michael says, you don't understand. Holt Industries was our baby. We agreed to wait to have kids, even if I wasn't sure about having them at all. And suddenly, I didn't have a choice. Paula was working on a theoretical power source that gathered ambient radiation, turning it into treat power, potentially world-changing technology. She told me she couldn't get it to come together one day, and I started tinkering with the project that she abandoned, thinking that I could help her figure it out, or maybe even excite her about it again. As Michael begins to get choked up, not wanting to talk much further, the Spectre further goads Mr. Terrific, stating that this is the valley of the shadow of death, Michael Holt. You may stay here if you choose and be unknown to yourself or lost to the world. But who will speak for Paula, for Dre? Walk through this and be reborn. Mr. Terrific had missed an appointment, pissing his wife off at the time. He thought that if he could just show her what he was working on, that she'd understand and take it to the next level. Sadly, that was not the case. Paula had already figured out the whole engine before Michael was even involved. She knew it was too powerful, especially in the wrong hands. This machine could become a weapon of mass destruction, and she told Michael to delete all of it. There was more distance than ever between the two, but Michael was determined to fix the machine, and it's implied that in the meddling with the engine, he caused an explosion that killed his wife and unborn child. Michael said, I wasn't sure I was ready to be a father, but when he no longer had them, it was all he ever wanted. Michael then sold Holt Industries to Athena, and he never looked back, until Dre brought up people getting sick in the bottoms right after Athena announced her Nexus Engine. He regrets not deleting all the backup files, and he blames himself for all that Athena has done. He was even too embarrassed to tell Dre that in his mind, he gave Athena the exact plans for the engine. The Spectre asked about the people of the bottoms, where Michael responds that it just feels too late for one man to do anything about it. Athena has everyone in Gateway City under her thumb. The Spectre finally appears in his human form of Jim Corrigan, to Michael's bewilderment. Jim was friends with a man named Terry Sloane. Terry had money, brains, peak athleticism, but it was not enough. He was lost, and he didn't see the point in living after giving up hope in life. He saw his neighborhoods go to hell from gangs, violence, and oppression. But instead of choosing death, he decided to fight back, becoming a vigilante, a symbol of hope to show the people that they could fight back too. He called himself Mr. Terrific, and he fought alongside the Justice Society of America with Golden Age heroes such as Wildcat, Dr. Fate, Alan Scott, and Jay Garrick, the first Green Lantern and Flash respectively. Michael says he's heard of Sloane. He was a legend in Gateway City. Jim says Mr. Terrific was all about fair play, about giving the little guy the chance. Seems to Jim that Michael is in the same exact spot. Michael politely declines to become a superhero, even claiming that he knows a hero in Black Lightning and knows he's fighting weird monsters in space. But the Spectre tells him that sometimes heroes are fighting those monsters, but sometimes they're fighting for the little guy. He asks specifically, are you gonna stand up for the people of the bottoms? Who's gonna make sure that they get a fair shake? Mr. Terrific operated on a street level. The Spectre leaves Michael with the following words. What happened isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility. And it'll be like acid disintegrating you from within if you don't do something about it. Think about what has been said. If you wish to come back here and end your life, I will not interfere. It appears as though Michael is about to jump, but it's just him asking if he could be helped off the bridge. After his night meeting the Spectre, he realizes that to avenge Dre and Paula, he must do more. As Michael's assistant reminds him that Dre's funeral is in an hour, he also has 28 missed calls from Jefferson Pierce. The funeral is being surveilled by Athena's men. She wants everyone there scanned. Athena's goons see that Michael Holt and Jefferson Pierce are at the funeral, and he tells Athena there may be a problem. We pick up with a conversation between Jefferson and Michael. Jeff asks if Michael wants to talk or if he's going to keep ducking them. Michael defensively says he's not ducking Jeff, it's just that his best friend died. And Jeff says Dre was his friend too, and Dre was murdered. Jeff even asked if Dre told Michael anything about it. Jefferson is called away to handle some Justice League business, and he apologizes to Michael, saying that at some point they have to get past this tension. And Michael says he's just not there yet. Michael tells Jeff to go save the world, and Jeff says he'll be back to find the people responsible, and he's bringing hell as he sparks up. And the last panel is Michael donning his first version of the Mr. Terrific costume, saying the words, "Not if I find them first." On the next issue of Mr. Terrific Year 1, we will pick up with Mr. Terrific making his first moves to pursue Athena and to begin his crusade on behalf of the bottoms of Gateway City. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. It's your boy, DevUnchained, signing out.